Welcome to episode 8 of the BTI Podcast. Today, the crew talks nutrition, gift giving, new tech, and industry news. Enjoy.
All right, welcome back to the BTI Podcast. We're on episode 8. How have we even made it this long? It's amazing. Sitting in the studio, we're stoked to be here. It's the middle of winter. There's a little bit less bike riding going on, but I think we still got some decent stuff to talk about. BTI's cranking, busy.
Been busy for sure.
Mm-hmm. At least like compared to the old days of just dead this time of year. So
totally. We no longer have time to listen to podcasts.
Spreadsheets and dealer calls all day long. So yeah, we've had some additions to the staff here. I hope we can get them in the studio. I'd like to kind of add some voices to the podcast and introduce maybe some new employees. Rawson, the new addition, been stoked to hear him get his feet underneath him and talking to dealers out there. So if you're a dealer and you want to chat, call in, talk to Rawson. He's a real nice guy.
Yeah, we're stoked to have him.
It's like Christmas time for us to probably eat too much, sit around playing with toys and things like that. Jake, you're getting a new RC car for Christmas?
I wish. Yeah, that would be nice. Come on, Santa. Not too much going on in RC world. Just little bit of micro crawling, nothing super new.
I saw a great little Instagram video recently that was like, here's a hint, dads, get yourself a rad RC car and get your kid a fake controller.
Nice.
Yeah. My kid's like maybe just borderline for that, but it might be awesome still. So I'm kind of toying with the idea. Speaking of food, you guys going to bring some Christmas cookies on your next ride or what?
Yeah.
Biscochito season.
It is Biscochito season.
Throw a couple of those in a sandwich bag and just call it good.
There you go. The lard sits really nice in the stomach on the hard efforts.
Keeps you going for the long haul.
That's it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And fat adapted is, never mind all the carbs that are in a Biscochito. We don't have to worry about that.
That's right. That traditionally that is like a full on lard biscuit.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I brought it up. Yeah, that's the only way that the good ones are. They're super lardy.
Yummy.
Yeah, exactly. I've been on just a drink mix. It's like boring, but you just kind of trust it,
Yeah, what do you got in that mix? Little Goldschlager and hot chocolate?
Depending on the ride, maybe. But, most of the fitnessy ones just like carb mix, but I don't know, trying to get away from that. I also really like, I think you've tried these out a couple times, those, what are they called? Those tamales?
Oh, yeah.
Walking tamales.
Tamale.
I've heard they're available in several states. It's not just a New Mexico thing.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of weirds people out. I've been on longer rides and whip one of those bad boys out, and people are like, that's a tamale? Like, ew.
Yeah, you didn't refrigerate that? And it's like, no, they don't need to be refrigerated.
Yeah, I believe you can warm them up, but I've just eaten them cold, I guess. Yeah.
That's how I've done it too. They're super good.
Little Taco Bell hot sauce packet on that bad boy.
Oh, smart idea.
Yeah. Yeah, walking tamales. Those are legit. They're nice and dense. It's real food.
Yeah, it's like just basically the masa mix, right?
Masa,
along with
there's
some beans.
And like there's different. There's like they got the verde, the roja, and they have a habanero.
Oh, I haven't tried habanero, but I've tried the red and green. They're both good.
As much as I like spicy food, try to keep it cool when it comes to the hot stuff on the trail.
I was about to say, how's that sit on the stomach?
So far, it's been good for me, honestly, because it is just like a lot of masa. Like it's pretty much just like mellow cornmeal and then some beans, and it's good.
They're good, yeah.
But you got to stop. This is not like mid VO2 interval. Like you're gonna stop and sit down to eat these things.
Yeah, taking the view and munch one of those down.
Yeah,
they'll tide you over for sure.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
I'm enjoying it. I used to hit those like some of the new style jerky, not like real dry jerky, but like, thick chunks of like dried meat with berries or something in there.
Yeah.
Those are pretty good, but again, you might need the right kind of like efforts, the right kind of ride. Yeah. Maybe not ideal for a lot of high intensity.
Beef jerky. Love me some beef jerky. We used to have BTI, the beef jerky. That was pretty popular.
That must have been before my time. I actually don't remember that.
Really? Yeah. Yeah, I believe it was like the old school beef jerky dude that used to, like, you used to pop by BTI back when we were more so in town.
The old building.
Yeah. And somehow down the line, he got suckered into making us a bunch of beef jerky, and
private labeled it for us.
Loved it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Was it that dry kind?
Yeah, it was dry. And
what's that called?
Oddly enough, I was
carne seca. Yeah.
I hate to say I was vegetarian when we had it, so I got to smell it, but I never got a bite. But I want a bite now.
Yeah, carne seca. It's a specific kind. That's like just New Mexican beef jerky, right? You don't really see that other places as much.
Yeah, that thin, just melt in your mouth. Yes. It's good stuff.
There's no snap into a Slim Jim, that's for sure.
I think he even made veggie jerky, if I recall.
Cool, I can see that working.
It was, maybe it was just a prototype, but anyways, long live BTI, the beef jerky. We've got hot sauce and salsa these days, chips.
No, we were up in the front of the building a little while ago, Jake, and there's a new display showing some artifacts from the past.
Yeah.
And there was a BTI beer bottle. And, Jake told me a little bit about the history there.
Well, yeah, I remember when I was working in shops, BTI used to sell a brewer, like home brewer's kit. And I remember picking one of those up, gave it to a friend as a gift. And I remember, he was able to brew up some beer, and we drank that beer. Pretty tasty. I don't know what the story is of the BTI branded beer in that case over there, though. Looks like a nice vintage dusty bottle.
Exactly. That one's pretty old.
I love all the BTI, the yin yang logos in there. We might need to bring that
That was
back.
Also must have been early 90s.
I believe so. Yeah.
Pretty cool. There's some old history, right?
Totally.
But yeah, beer bottles, shot glasses. I guess the shot glasses, and I think there was some big old wooden casks, right, that were from interbikes past.
So yeah,
some interbike parties.
Oh, okay. They're probably dried and not so good now. They've been sitting in New Mexico, but who knows, man? We'll have to make some hooch and fill those bad layers up.
Yeah, pretty cool. Maybe we should take a photo and publish the photo with the podcast.
Talking about these tamales, now I'm hungry. Jeez.
You ever just eat half a burrito, like a breakfast burrito, on the way to a ride, and then just like tuck the other half in your jersey pocket or something like that?
Yeah, all the time.
Oh yeah,
all the time. It just made me remember the old location of the Chile Torreado food truck.
Oh yeah,
conveniently located next to the South Capitol station, where the blue bus picks you up.
Yeah, great shuttle. Like we've talked about this before on the podcast, but city-run shuttle bus pretty much takes you from town to the Ski Santa Fe for $5 or currently $0.
It's free.
Yeah, free. But yeah, it's kind of a mad dash to get on there, get your bikes loaded. And
I remember years ago, your bike was loaded on the bus, but you ran over to the food truck to get a burrito. And I remember the bus driver was like about to leave. I was like, oh, no.
Gotta get your ride fuel.
Yeah. Yeah, the burrito is the best. I remember reading like Mountain Bike Action years ago. I used to always just thumb through it. And I remember that there was an interview with Tinker, and I loved his nutrition list. Like, just like a banana, like burrito, like, not a Cliff Bar or anything like that. Love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I've drifted a little bit, but I've kind of wanted to just go back that direction.
Yeah.
Just eat a lot more real food.
Yeah.
There's just a convenience to just carrying a water bottle with a bunch of calories in it, but
totally.
And it might be right for certain situations, but good to mix it up. Don't get reliant on that.
There's a lot of options these days between these.
One of my favorite accessories from way back in the day, I haven't seen them in a long time, but there used to be these plastic banana cases. You could put a banana in there and it would keep it from getting squished.
Dude, bananas get thrashed on rides.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's actually not a bad. I've seen a couple people run like banana chips. Those are actually pretty tasty, like a little salty along with it.
I swear I saw one for Dutch waffles once. It was like, maybe somebody made it, but it was like maybe two like plastic lids from like nut mixes. They just sandwiched it together to keep their Dutch waffles
from
in one
getting
piece.
Crunched up. Yeah. It's true, because those things come in the package and you throw them in your pocket and they turn into crumbs and then you're like pouring it all over yourself.
This is probably the only like bike specific nutrition I mess with anymore. The Dutch waffles. Kind of at this point for me, it's all real food, but I'm not really like training hard for anything. I'm not trying to meet like certain nutritional requirements. So
I'm just on that expired stuff. Whatever's laying around. Even
true.
like in the shop, right? Like when I just remember, like, these honey stingers are expired. Just eat them for breakfast. Yeah.
Got to take the sponsorship where you can get it.
Yeah, nothing like an expired bonk breaker. You ever chip your tooth on
Some things
those?
are better than others.
Yeah.
Those got hard, if I remember right.
Oh man, like a stone. I'm all about that honey stinger though. Personally, like, it's so tasty. All those chews, so good. Cliff Shot blocks, get out. Margarita, salty margarita.
Some of the flavors are good. For some reason, I don't really like chews because they stick to my teeth a lot and I can't get them down very easily.
I like just like throwing it in my mouth and just kind of sucking on it and going down
That's a good idea.
the trail there. And yeah,
that's a good
tasty
idea.
stuff. That saltine cracker bar they have.
Oh yeah, I tried one of those. Those are good.
It's ridiculous.
I've been tried out it's our new nutrition brand.
Torque.
The Torque bar is almost like a bunch of
fig, right? Like
I've been on the apple.
Okay.
Yeah, apple one, and it's kind of like granola or oatmeal. It's actually like oatmeal soaked in honey and just like smashed together. Really tasty. It's very sweet, but that's the point. But what I like the most about it is that you chew it up and it's gone fast.
Yeah.
And that's my preference. Just like boom, get it in, done. If you need that kind of like fast thing, you don't want to stop your ride long, but man, those things disappear in your mouth. Like melt. Like the oatmeal is just like melting in your mouth. It's kind of crazy.
Those are tasty.
A hard lesson to learn. I don't know. I remember I did it must have been 2019 maybe. First like endurance mountain bike race. Like hit a road section between two trails, reach back and pull out my Cliff Bar. Try and eat that while riding a bike. I was like mouth just gummed up immediately.
Yeah, you're chewing it and coughing for like 15 minutes. Yeah.
I totally munched a breakfast burrito on a hill climb on that quote unquote gravel race that I participated in this past fall.
In the Jemez Loops.
Yeah. I was like, I gotta make good time. I haven't seen anybody in a while, so I better just like not stop at the top of this hill and just. You had
a burrito in the bag. That's awesome.
I did, man. Made a couple that morning.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I was on the liquid food that day for sure.
I bet, dude, you were flying.
Well, it didn't do me much good, but
Yeah, you can make a burrito liquid. You put it in a blender, a little bit of Gatorade in there, there you go. Good to go.
We actually had pouches like that, these meal pouches for a while. And I remember one was like a pizza. And they were kind of easy to get. Like, you had some sort of real food, but they were like a bit grainy. And I think it was like a middle ground and not appetizing enough that anybody really wanted to eat it. So not in the catalog anymore, but I do remember those. You ever just bring a carrot on a ride? It's been a go-to sometimes.
I've been on rides where people bring a bag of carrots. And it's actually really good.
Carrots are good energy food.
Yeah.
I mean, not easy to eat fast, but if you're going to stop and they don't like squish or anything,
Now, when I was vegan, it was avocado. Just bring an avocado, sit down somewhere and cut it in half and go to town.
Absolutely. I do that for like hikes and stuff, but I do worry about them getting squished up. Don't crash on that.
Just don't leave that bad boy in your bag.
Yeah, exactly.
You ever leave like a banana in a backpack or a bike bag and just forget about it? And like winter goes by and you crack that zipper and
yes, terrible.
There's a couple like dehydrated like ancient bananas down at Two Wheel Drive. Like next time you're down there, Jake, like ask to see the old bananas. And I don't know where the hell they came from, what their deal is.
You found them in a seat bag.
Yeah,
pack
I don't know if they pulled them off of like bike backs or what, but there's at least two. I'm pretty sure that they've got to be a couple years old, just completely mummified.
Show me that banana, Charlie.
All right. You guys given any bike related gifts for Christmas this year?
I hooked a buddy up with he got an air compressor for his basement shop.
Well, golly,
So
that's
I
a nice
hooked him
one.
up with a Presticycles inflator.
Oh.
So there's that.
It's a nice.
Got a few other little things in mind for some friends and family. That
There's only so many times you can give away the Park Tool pizza cutter.
Yeah, that's true. It's still like, what a good gift. You know, it's overhaulable. You can slide that axle out and clean the wheel and just pray that the bolt doesn't fall into your drain. You know.
I was hoping you were gonna say put some Park Tool grease on there, grease it up.
Yeah.
Give it a spritz of the old Tri-Flow.
This Tri-Flow pizza flavor.
That is the best pizza cutter, though. You know, it's easy to clean. It's cute
I've never
looking.
used it. I'll have to take a look.
It's pretty good.
Maybe I need to add a stocking stuffer to my list there. All right.
Yeah. Stocking stuffers. Whew, got that miles wide fork cork. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta go with the Crank Brothers, like M17. They're
There you
like
go.
middle of the road. Multi-tool, that's always good go-to.
The Day Saver tools. Really cool.
I think that's an upgrade. You know, plenty of cyclists have multi-tools, probably already have the Crank Bros M17, but add a day saver in there, that's something unique. Here's another one I think is good for, I kind of want this in my stocking. I should probably tell my wife, but some Knipex pliers.
Oh, man.
Not the not the pliers. What are they called? The
magical.
Yeah, like the
Adjustable.
channel locks.
yeah,
Yeah. No.
adjustable wrench. Those things are amazing.
Life-changing tool right there.
Yeah, there's two sizes. Well, there's three sizes. I just want the smaller two, I think. But
Yeah, those are insane.
I just think that that's like something that would be a safe gift for anybody because
Oh, for sure.
even if you have
it
multi-tool,
replaces so like many other tools in your
Mhm.
box,
Yeah.
too. It's wild.
yeah, everyone's got a multi-tool, but that's like going to elevate your toolkit really
I want
nice.
one of those for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't go wrong with a pair of Pedro's tire levers. The old classic.
Yeah, a nice fresh pair would be
Yep,
nice.
nice
man.
fresh pair of
I've had-
those.
the ones I've had, I haven't bought Pedro's levers in years. It's crazy. It's not like I'm working it, it's not like I'm wrenching on bikes. I
You're starting to
occasionally
get like grooved out and
work on my own
stuff.
bikes. Yeah. They always remind me of Starbursts. Like I could just taste it.
The colors. We actually had a clinic from Pato's recently, and they were talking about the color, like the rare colors.
Yeah.
He was telling us that people were trying to warranty and said, "Well, can I get the pink ones in my replacement?" And he hooked them up. That's pretty cool that they have like rare colors.
It'd be cool to see like some earth tones, earth tones on the bench.
Damn,
Some doo-doo brown.
pink ones are rare.
Apparently,
Hold up, wind that back. Yeah.
I can't remember. Maybe that
Damn.
was the case, but if it was pink or some other color, but yeah, I thought he had some color that's real, like the rare one that people want. It came in a kit, I think.
Interesting.
You can kickflip those like they're a fingerboard.
Sweet. That
Yeah.
doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. They board slide really well too.
If you ever call in and talk to Jake, you'll likely hear his fingerboard in the background, fidget spinning on the desk there.
Pete, you giving any bike gifts this year? What do you got lined up?
No, I gave my kid a bike for Christmas last year, and it still fits him, so that's fine. I don't really have many other cyclists on the gift list other than myself. Maybe I'll buy myself the Knipex.
Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go. A little treat for yourself.
Yep. Maybe I'll probably buy myself is the old 3.0 ultimate upgrade for my Lyric, the damper upgrade for the Lyric. I think that's probably more on my list for myself.
Probably cheaper than a set of Knipex.
I wouldn't be sure, but maybe you're right.
Like a nice Olin's fork, it'd be nice. Come on,
Mhm.
Santa.
Exactly. That's why
Where you at, dog?
that ultimate upgrade's a little less than a full fork, so it should be fun either way.
Yeah. Yeah. So tell me about this rim pack O-chain thing. I hate to call it an O-chain, but O-chain, they were the first. How do you describe this? You call it a.
Well, okay, rim pack's coming out. This is speaking of gifts. This would be a good one for lots of folks. But you want to try out the whole chain dampener, I think is the way it's being referred to. O-chain, rim pack, making these chain dampeners to help remove the feeling of the chain pulling on your pedals and feet. But rim pack, I think it's kind of unique because they're
kickback.
Yeah, pedal kickback. So O-chain and like E13 design with that pedal kickback related to suspension movement in mind. One thing that caught my eye on this rim pack, they discussed the design goals to more so be about the chain slap, the chain movement just from vibration and that affecting the feel at your feet. I haven't played around with it too much, but it seems like maybe it's slightly lighter and it's not adjustable. They say this is engineered with the right amount of float specifically for chain movement. They even say this is effective on a hardtail, so not just about chain growth based on suspension, just your chain slapping around. Maybe if that's the case, you should probably get a clutch derailleur. But even with clutch derailleur, you're still bouncing quite a bit, and this is going to just remove that feedback from your feet.
Interesting.
Yeah, so really tuned for like the weight of the chain. They took that into account.
It is crazy just watching, slow-mo videos of mountain biking and just watching that chain go all over the place.
It is.
It's crazy.
You don't really pay attention in most cases, or we've all been like blind to it in some way. Normalized. That's the right word I was thinking of. But yeah, I think that's kind of a cool deal. It's a bit less expensive. I think the thing we should all
still a spider kind of system.
Yeah, exactly.
Interesting.
Yes, the spider with the chainring. It does seem like it's a proprietary chainring. You can't just buy a wolf tooth or whatever and slap it on there. It is their chainring, so that's something.
So it's not like a 4x104.
Yeah, which is what O-chain is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You buy it. You're stuck with the.
They have their own proprietary bolt circle diameter.
Well, luckily not.
I wonder. Yeah.
No, it's like inside though. It's all like the edge of the chain ring is covered by the spider. It's like a bigger plastic like metal casing around it, so you don't really see the edge of the chain ring at all, or the rotation.
We have these here now.
Yeah, they just came in.
Great. I'll have to go take a look.
Yeah.
260 grams or something for the whole system, so it's like a bit of weight. It's not nothing.
Yeah, it's more. These products are more designed around people going downhill, not up.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. And that would be unsprung mass, so shouldn't be a bad thing. Anyways, I think that's pretty cool. I think I liked these, new categories where you see some innovation, and I'm always interested in sort of the design process of a product like that. And actually, Rimpack did a whole pretty cool blog on their website about the design process and kind of like the things they were testing. So check that out. It's actually worth a read. And unique product, unique mindset compared to some of the others already in the business.
Speaking of innovation, Segway e-bike.
The only thing I saw about that was that they hired some actual industry veterans to help run it or something like that. Did you catch who?
They're associated with Suron, if I recall, right?
Segway?
Yeah, Segway, Suron. I think
I do not know.
Heard that recently.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I mean, if that's the case, then they have like something going. Those Surons are like really popular.
Pretty hot,
They are for sure.
We don't have that much like Suron specific stuff, so it's tough to view it.
I feel like it's shops are still a little reluctant to throw those in the stand just as a liability standpoint.
Totally.
The Surons, I don't know. I haven't been in shops since those really kind of blew up, but it strikes me that they've just avoided the traditional IBD channel completely from, of course, point of sale, but also when it comes to service. I mean, what on those bikes is really something a shop would be interested in selling or replacing.
Brakes and suspension is the only thing I could really think.
Brakes and suspension.
That's what I was going to say, but that's big. Like they have nice mountain bike suspension on them. You need to service it, I would say.
Right.
That's actually an opportunity. But
those things are nuts. I would probably kill myself on a Suron.
Yeah. I'd like
never
to try.
ridden a Segway, but I'd like to ride a Segway. Cruise around.
But you know what's so interesting? Like I said, we don't really have a good viewpoint of how popular Surons are, but we sell a lot of these ODI number plates in numbers that we're unclear of where they're going, like more than you would think they would be going to downhill racers. We sell
BMX racers. Yeah.
They actually fit on like a dual crown downhill fork.
Oh, wow.
They're not for BMX. So we're selling so many. There's not that many downhill racers. I think they're going on Surons. That's the viewpoint that I've got about how popular those things are.
Yeah. I've been on a few like group rides, like, Shenanigans, critical mass rides. And there's been a few folks on Surons
really
just ripping around. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Kind of aligning with that wheelie scene, right?
Yeah.
Like cruising around on the big rippers.
I didn't think that overlapped so much, but that's cool.
Yeah.
I'd like to have a chance on a Suron, but I'm not going to give up my mountain bike to do that. And the wallet won't supply for both.
Supposedly the neighborhood association here around BTI sent out a memo because there's a kid named Jason ripping around on a Suron. And no joke, I found a jump literally right behind BTI. There is like fences cut and there's a beautiful single track trail that takes you on into the property behind us, and there is a couple like little moto style berms with a jump that jumps over the trail you rode in on.
Jason,
keep it up, buddy. Pretty wicked.
Here's something that we're dealing with: the PFAS ban in California and New York.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I think everyone's scrambling a little bit.
Yeah.
The bicycle industry is really global and are not paying attention nearly enough. So
I don't even think I've seen mention of that in Brain.
Yeah. Incredible, right?
Yeah. And that's a big change.
It is.
A lot of products in this industry utilize or have PFAS.
Totally. I mean, you can see it in, obviously the big retailers are paying attention enough because like Gore is being blown out on competitive cyclists. Mm-hmm. I think, there's just a ton of brands that are going to have to deal with this quickly.
Is it the material that's in the jacket or like a wicking agent?
It's the material in the jacket. It's like the waterproofing agent. I think, like traditional Gore-Tex has a lot of this specific PFAS group of chemicals. It's a group, not just one. But
so soft goods typically contain this?
It's only textiles is what we're working with at the moment. But that could include saddles because they have like a waterproof, like anything that's waterproof or water resistant fabric. So could be saddles, but more so bags, jackets, clothing.
But right now it's just textiles. It's not lubricants and
exactly, because there's tons of PFAS and everything else. But that's all the law is about right now is clothing.
There's a few states that are. Is it Colorado, California?
I think it's just California and New York, but they have like different laws, so there's not a perfect overlap between what's going to be legal and not.
Those markets are so big, though. Whoever has the most restrictive policy will probably set the standard.
Exactly. Yeah. That's like why is Gore blowing out everything when it can still be sold in every other state in the country, but probably so much of the sales go to California that they just need to move through it.
You don't want to have that liability, that risk, and
exactly.
Are you going to limit sales for one state but not others? It's create a lot of work for yourself.
Also, like these are, a lot of these, companies are huge. They should probably keep this stuff under control. You'd think that these larger companies would have this under wraps, right?
Just in terms of like being on top of the law changes.
The law changes, and also, changing up the recipe a little, something a little safer.
Well, interestingly, some have been way ahead of it. For example, Endura, not at all affected by these changes because I think some of the European laws were already leading this way, trending this way. So they had made that change a long time ago, but they're good to go and no change necessary because they had this kind of in the front view. Yeah.
In stock now.
It's been working out really well for us. I think our dealers are pretty stoked on it, and it's been a good brand addition to the catalog.
Totally. Much needed. Fills a good gap. Dealers are hyped.
Absolutely. My Endura bibs are super comfy. Enjoying them.
I've never rocked their bibs. You try it.
Yeah, I got some of the nice like road bibs for those long gravel rides.
Heck yeah.
But that goes along with Prop 65, also a California law about labeling carcinogenic materials, which is like everything. So I think there hasn't been too much litigation yet, but I think there has been some lately. So I've been trying to remind my vendors to stay on top of that one and avoid future litigation. With labeling is really all that's necessary, is my understanding. But again, some European companies or Asian companies have no idea what it is or what's going on. So have to chase it down, though. Laws are changing quick.
Totally. Like a deadline for going into 2025, I assume. Is that kind of
for the PFAS? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Yep. I think it's like fully stopped sales January 1st for that stuff into California.
Wow. Especially for those folks that are just sitting on tons of inventory right now. Ooh.
Bad news. Exactly.
But to say how much of our catalog will be affected by these changes, Pete? Do you know?
Well, I think a ton of like any of the waterproof gear that's not Endura basically is. And we're actually honestly scrambling to figure out, because we don't 100% know, but we'll know next week. Try to cut that stuff out from shipping to the wrong place. But yeah, because it is basically all soft goods and we don't have a ton of it, that kind of helps us a little bit. But yeah, interestingly about the Prop 65, that's like I said, that's just anything carcinogenic, and it could be so many different materials. It's wild. Like every vendor is affected by that in some way. Everything from like tubeless valves with like a tiny bit of brass in the core, to just such a huge wide variety of things. So, but that one happened a while ago. It just hasn't really been litigated much yet. And I mean,
DT Swiss has been compliant. If you've purchased a box of their brass nipples, it's the big sticker on the side.
Big old label on there. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I have no idea.
What's wrong with brass?
I mean, don't eat it, right? But shows what I know. Not a material scientist.
I'm pretty pumped for the BTI Christmas.
Oh yeah, this is something it's legendary around here.
Yeah, I haven't participated in the gift exchange. I think here, I don't think so.
You haven't?
I come for the lunch. That's the draw for me.
It's pretty entertaining.
It is.
Geez, I think this will be going on my 10th. Weapons and booze are a real hit.
Totally.
So yeah, Nerf guns.
Mostly between Nerf guns and like BB alcohol, guns. We're talking 85% of the gift exchange. So
that's what usually gets fought over.
Totally.
Yeah, it's pretty entertaining. Someone always gets a little pissed with like the expectations.
That's what I've noticed. When everyone comes back down from it and years pass, there's always someone just not stoked. Everyone else is pretty happy.
I had this really good gift I was really excited on. Someone stole it. Now I got this trash.
Yeah. That's the best part of it, man.
The last white elephant gift exchange I went to, I guess for a company anyways, like a holiday party, I real quickly wrapped couple college calculus textbooks in aluminum foil and slid them on the table. I don't think that was appreciated whatsoever.
See, that's what I'm talking about, though. Like regift, you can spend sub $20 or just find some bullshit laying around your house and wrap it.
I'm pretty sure last year I gave like a camo, like what are those things where you like a blanket for laying on the couch that has like the armholes and things, like
a
Snuggie?
Yeah, Snuggie. It was like a camo Snuggie that I think I gave, and it came like extra in an Amazon shipment.
That sounds dope.
And somebody was kind of like into it.
Perfect for trips to Walmart, dude.
Exactly.
Throw that thing on and go buy your groceries for the month.
Was it the year prior, I fought hard for a bottle of local bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
It was the worst bottle of bourbon I've ever had. Like mixing it with like hot toddies, it was rough. Yeah, that stuff was on the fridge for quite a while, actually.
So maybe booze isn't the safe bet you thought it was.
Yeah, you got to like weigh that decision for sure.
Yeah.
I think another year I brought like a 3-pack of like 24-ounce Coors cans. And I thought that was kind of good. I was like, I would have taken that gift.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, beer, coffee. I want some coffee.
Coffee, that's a good one.
It's a real good one.
So Uncle Jesse coming down for...
He is.
Maybe he's just bringing some coffee.
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Maybe if we're really lucky, that'll be stocking stuffers for all of us. Our sales manager, Jesse, roasts his own coffee in his garage, I guess, with like a real high-tech computer-aided roasting process, and it's delicious. So we're all kind of lusting over it.
It's really good stuff.
Not really commercially available, so sorry, you can't. Wouldn't that be great if we had BTI the coffee?
We probably should.
I agree. You commission it from Jesse.
Get busy, Jesse.
At least next year for our top 10 dealers. So hey, get to selling. You want a taste of this?
Yeah,
that's a really good idea.
There's a little carrot there.
I mean, we could probably talk them into like top 20 dealers, I
won't set the bar too low. This is some high quality stuff, folks.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I actually think that's a great idea. I've been pushing for BTI chocolate for a long time, mostly because I, sometimes get an afternoon sweet tooth and want to walk out to the warehouse and snag some off the shelf.
I like to go hit that East Wing. Accounting always has something sweet.
Oh.
You ever get that craving? Just head over there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Just pretend like you need some office supplies. And
well, then you got to also ask for it, like, hey, anybody got any chocolate over here?
I was so pumped. There was like a Danish there, I don't know, a couple months back. And I went back there specifically for something sweet. And there was a Danish. And I was like, oh, there's only one left. I can't be that guy.
Exactly.
And, they offered it to me, but it was covered in like mold and it's been there a while. I was like, I better not.
How kind.
Let me toss this for you. Did you have one of those cinnamon rolls this morning?
Yeah, kind of
Did
regrettably.
you microwave it?
Yeah.
I should have.
Mm-hmm.
The frosting was like for 4 cinnamon rolls, first of all.
Yeah. It got all over my hands.
I felt a little weird after I ate that. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, regrettably.
I'm going to go eat one after this, though. I'll tell you that. I'm going to heat this one up, though.
You should. Yeah, it was good.
Williard is a cinnamon roll guy. If you ever want to like win his heart, it's a cinnamon roll.
He skipped it today. He was like, maybe he had it before I came.
Those aren't the high quality cinnamon rolls he's accustomed to. Pete.
These are cinnamon muffins. He likes cinnamon rolls. So,
Well, I did. Here's one last little product tidbit. I saw Schwalbe, they actually label their e-bike rating for a bunch, and they have some pretty high E50 or whatever rated. They just came out with a DD, but it's not double down. It's something else. I forget what it stands for, but it's like a heavy, cheap casing and like a little bit less sticky of rubber. And this is for e-bike. This is perfect. Or if you're like hammering out laps at the bike park, that's probably worth it too. But it just screamed perfect e-bike, like Sur-Ron style tire, All right, that's all we got.
Yep, shut it down.
Thanks for listening.
We'll see you later. Have a happy, healthy new year, everybody.
Goodbye.
See you next year.